City of Lakewood's e-file service is available for online filing of city income taxes. This video will show you how to use the e-file system to submit your tax return. Remember that this e-file service is only for municipal income taxes and does not include federal or state taxes. Before you start, if you have not previously filed a tax return with the City of Lakewood, you must register with the tax office. This can be done by calling the Division of Municipal Income Tax or by filling out and submitting the individual income tax registration form. This can be done in person or submitted by mail or fax. Note that if you have received personal addressed correspondence from us in the past, such as a bill, you are already registered with us and may proceed to the next step. Once you are registered with the tax office, you will then be able to use the e-file system. In a web browser, enter mitstaxonline.com/Lakewood in the address bar and press enter. You will be taken to the login page. Both new users and returning users visiting for the first time this year will need to set their PIN for the 2023 tax year. To do so, first choose if you are an individual or a business. Enter your tax ID, which is your social security number or federal tax identification number. Then click Don't Have a PIN next to the PIN entry box. A box will appear where you can choose your new PIN. It must be between 4 and 10 characters long and include at least one letter and one number. Next, enter the PIN again to confirm. Enter your email address in both email fields, and then enter the numeric portion of your address. For example, if your address on record is 12650 Detroit Avenue, enter 12650. Finally, click Set My PIN. You will receive confirmation that your PIN has been created or changed. Return to the main screen to log in. Now that you are logged in, you will have the option to choose one of 5 tasks. To file your tax return, select File and/or Pay 2023 City of Lakewood Income Tax Return and click Continue. The next screen will display some instructions on what documents to include, what documents not to include, and a reminder of the city's tax rate. Click Continue to move to the next screen. Here, you will either confirm the information displayed, or you have the option to update your taxpayer information if changes are needed. To update your information, click the Update Taxpayer Information button, make the necessary changes, and then click Send New Information. Once the pop-up confirms that your information has been sent, click OK and then click the Continue button. Now you will choose each of the tax forms that you have to file. Check all appropriate boxes and then click Save Form Selection. For this example, our taxpayer is married filing jointly, so we will enter 2 W-2s for each spouse's employer and 1 1099 form for some freelance work. To move to the next screen, click the Continue button. This screen will allow you to enter your information from each of your W-2s. Click Add a new W-2 form. Here you will enter who the W-2 form belongs to and then the values from boxes 1, 5, B, C, 18, and 20. Though W-2 forms can look different, the diagram on the left shows the typical location of each box. Fill in each field, then click Save. Repeat these steps for each of your W-2 forms. Once your W-2 forms have all been entered, click Continue. The next step will be to enter our 1099 form. Remember that your tax forms will vary, and we will enter this because we selected W-2 and 1099 forms earlier in the process.
Please note, not all 1099 forms are taxable to our office. If you have a 1099-G, 1099-R, 1099-DIV, or 1099-INT, you will not need to include those in your final return calculation.
Click Add a new 1099 form. Select who the 1099 belongs to. Select where the payment is listed from the drop-down menu, and enter the payer's name, city, ID number from box B, and the amount paid. Since we only have one 1099 form, we will click save, and continue. Our last step in the Income tab is the Apply Losses screen. This screen becomes relevant only if you have a net operating loss carryforward related to a Schedule C, Schedule E, or K1. For the purposes of this tutorial, we will click Continue and move to the next screen where you will be taken to a summary of your forms. Review the information to make sure everything was entered correctly. Once you have verified this, click Continue. The next screen is where your estimated tax payments for the next year are calculated based on your income. The e-file system will enter your total income from the current year as your estimated income for next year. It is this number that is used to calculate your estimated tax liability for the upcoming tax filing year. If you expect your income to change, you may opt to change your estimated tax amount so your payments more accurately reflect the amount that you are required to pay in the next year. If you expect to make the same amount, you can use the figure that has been calculated. Once you enter your desired tax estimate, click Save Estimate, and then click the Continue button. If you have overpaid taxes for the current year, you can choose to receive the overpayment as a refund or carry it forward to the following year and apply it toward your estimated tax payments. Enter your desired amount for each box and then click Save, then Continue. Now you will see a summary of your return. Click Continue to be taken to the final return that displays a PDF version of your return form. Review this form and then click Finalize. After you finalize the return, you can upload your supporting documents including W-2s or other forms and make a payment if it is determined that you owe money. If you have any questions, please reach out to the City of Lakewood Office of Tax at 216-529-6620 or via email at taxdept@lakewoodoh.net.